Come on down. Today we've got a great 2-for-1 deal that'll knock your socks off. Ori and the Blind Forest, and its sequel, Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Are the games good? Do they ever stop being eye candy? And most importantly, will you need several boxes of tissue? Find out now. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe and support the channel. The Ori games are incredibly fluid puzzle platformers that really nail down what makes a platformer feel so good. The jumping feels precise, and that's the #1 thing to get right in this genre. Over the course of both games, you'll get new platforming abilities that combine and complement the ones you already have. From double jumps to slingshotting yourself across the screen, every moment of gameplay keeps the pace moving. And as a topper to it all, each area ends with an extremely challenging and equally gorgeous chase scene that forces you to utilize your abilities to frantically stay alive. Now, when I say challenging, I mean it's pretty challenging. You're gonna die. A lot. Don't be fooled by its overabundance of cuteness. If you're not focused on what you're doing, the game will eat you up and spit you out. You're more than likely going to be frustrated with a few finicky spots here and there, but overall, the challenge felt fair, and I felt a wave of relief after narrowly completing each section. The combat in the first Ori game felt a bit weak and tacked on, but the Will of the Wisps takes combat and polishes the hell out of it. With an array of different combat moves to unlock, you actually get to approach combat with whatever style you choose, which felt really rewarding. Not to mention the attack animations and sound effects make the moves feel really punchy and impactful. Great feeling combat overall, with a lot of versatility in how you engage enemies. Both games have an abundance of secret areas that take you off the beaten track. The Will of the Wisps takes it even further with actual side quests. They didn't really feel necessary in a game that doesn't take too long to get through, but it was a fun side distraction that always rewarded you with something relevant. Ori is one of the most engaging platformers I've ever played, not just because of its solid mechanics, but the way the game tells its story. It's mystical and mysterious, but there's enough environmental storytelling and narration to understand what's happening. And with all the subtle touches of detail they added to the game's characters, Ori carries and delivers each emotional scene with flying colors. The lands of Nibble and Niwen are fully realized, feel dynamic and alive. From the forests to the mountains, there's a history there, and through environmental storytelling, it paints a full picture of the setting, immersing you further in its narrative and its characters. By the end of the second game, I was legitimately in tears. The art in both games are orgasmic. The great thing about hand-drawn, stylized art is that it's never going to look bad. Not now and not in 100 years. The subtle wind moving the trees and kicking up sand, the amount of detail and heart poured into the art is what really captivated me. From the creature design to just the way the environment tries to viciously murder you, it's just beautiful. The color palette, even in darker, drearier areas, was always vibrant and rich, and the subtle use of the game's particles and lighting really gave the world its warmth and immersion. This is definitely a game series that will have you humming the theme song well after you've beaten it. It's a simple, beautiful melody that's nicely woven into the whole soundtrack of the game. Each rendition of the song felt like its own character in the story, and perfectly set the mood for the scene. From fast and frantic to slow and emotional, the music is solid and timeless. As I stated earlier, the sound effects really deliver some punch. Whether I'm getting crushed by an enemy or delivering a fatal blow to a boss monster, the audio cues felt polished and unintrusive, and in the faster paced scenes, the sound effects helped reinforce the quick actions I was taking. Overall, you should absolutely not miss out on these games. They're very special and deliver just enough beauty and mystery to keep you engaged throughout your playthrough. It also seems like a great game to try and speedrun. With the amount of quality and design put into this game, Ori is to platformers what Zelda is to adventures. A masterpiece. I hope you all enjoyed the review. I appreciate each and every one of you who support the channel, and don't forget to subscribe and check out my other content, such as new game-inspired music every Saturday, and useful game design tips for developers every other week. Until next time guys, this is Game Ghost. Happy gaming.